What does solve mean?
Solve the equation.
What does that mean to solve? Keaton, what does that mean to solve? Okay, so he says you have to add the 2x and 3x first. You always simplify first. What does it mean to solve, though? What do you mean get the answer? 2 plus 3 is 5. I didn't solve anything. 5 times 4, I don't see a 4 there. True. That's what Nick says. So what does that give you? 5x. What else can you do? What's 22 minus 2? Shoot, you need to be open to this page. You all need to be working. Because we're probably not even going to get to the worksheet today. It's probably going to take us all day to finish this packet. And I will collect this packet at the end of the hour. What's 22 take away 2? I don't have the packets from a lot of you. I haven't put them in yet for that reason. What's 22 minus 2? No. Close. What's 2 take away 2? That's 20. Now this looks familiar. Ryan, does it look familiar? What do I do next? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What? Divide by 5. So, I get that x equals what? 4. How do you know if it's right? Dominic? How do you check it? No. If you're going to check it, you always have to go back to the original equation because you might have made a mistake from here to here. We didn't. We might have. So you actually have to put it back in here. What does it have to do to that sentence if I did it right? Make it make sense. What's an easier word than make sense? Make it true. If I put 4 back in here, 2 times 4, I'm using parentheses to mean multiplication, plus 3 times 4, is that equal to 22 minus 2? Well, that's 8 plus 12. Is that equal to 20? Yes, it is. Solve means to find the number, or numbers, because it could be more than one, that make the sentence true. Answer is not good enough. If you know what solve means, solving algebra equations is so much easier. It simplifies your life in every part of algebra. And I have to work with even the calculus students and getting them to understand that. Then it's easier. So far, we should have variables just on one side. Okay, so let's do example 2. You need to have example 1 done. You just did it. I can slide it back. What are you going to do with this one? Andrew, what are you going to do with this one? You don't need a calculator. Math tells me what to do. What's the only thing I can think of to do? Can't I do that? 5x minus 7x? Yeah, what is it? Is it positive 2 or negative? Negative 2. If you need a calculator to do that, be my guest. Now what do you do? I want x all by itself. Corey, what do I do next? By negative 2. That's right. On the left side, I get negative 6. On the right side, I get x. Now remember, our goal is to get x's all by itself. If you don't have it written down, get it written down right now. Because you get points for doing this. So Keaton, you need to write this down. And then we're going to do the problems. Okay, we're going to go down and do that example at the bottom of the page. Adine and Dominic, do you have these done? Every algebra equation, linear equation, called linear because you get lines, if you were to graph these things, can be reduced to look like this example at the back of the next page. Okay, you guys? This is the basic equation with variables on both sides. You might have to do some work to get to this point. But once you get here, you solve them all the same way. Yesterday we did distributed property. They were kind of complicated. Then we got to one variable on one side and constants on the other. This is going to be variables on both sides. First, you simplify. Adding like terms on each side of the equation, I would call that simplifying. Well, are there any like terms on this side of the equation? Can I add 4x and 2? Some of you like to do that, but are you allowed to do that? Are these like terms? No, it's like 4 apples and $2. Right? It's not the same thing. What about here? 2x minus 3. Again, it's like 2 apples and $3. Well, some signs there. Okay, Josh? Okay. What I do, it doesn't really matter. I want to get the variables together. Eliminate the lowest term with a variable. I don't even know what that means. Look at your variables here. It's this one and this one. I want to get them together. If you would like to avoid negatives, then I'm going to move that one. If you don't care about negative numbers, then I can move this one. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to tell you, it's the safest bet is to try to get your letters together on one side of the equation first, rather than the numbers. Some of you are going to do the numbers first. And you can, but you're going to find yourself in a situation where you don't know what to do. So what could I do to both sides, Corey? You should have your headsets off. Adam, you need to be participating. You can just take this packet apart and staple to your other packet. It's 5 extras. Okay, what? I don't want to divide. I always want, see, as long as I have adding, I always want to undo adding. Subtract what? 4x, okay? So Corey says, I don't care if I have negatives. I'm brave. So we're going to subtract 4x here. If you subtract 4x on this side, what do you have to do on the other side? Lindsay? Gotta be fair. You gotta subtract 4x here. Please put the equals in, it makes sense. So you have to be the one that has the initial thought here. I want to get the x's together. How can I get rid of positive 4x? Add a negative. Okay? And you check in your head, do I really get 0 there? Do I get 0 there? Keaton, focus. What's 4x minus 4x? It's 0, right? Think of $4 minus $4. It's gone. And what's still left here? The 2 is still left there. It doesn't go away. Some of you don't like to write it down, but it's wrong if you don't write it down, and I'll mark it wrong. And what's a negative 2x and a negative 4x? This is where we have some of the problems. Negative what? Correct? 6x minus 3. Now it looks just like what we did yesterday after we simplified. Corey, headset out. No, take your headset out, please. Now what do I have to do? Josh, you remember from yesterday? I want to get the x's all by themselves. Yeah. I want this guy isolated. Solitary confinement. Negative 3's hanging around. We don't want them. So how do you get rid of it? Opposite of negative 3 is plus 3. Each side of the equal sign. And so what do you get when you add those? What's 2 plus 3? 5. Oh, this is not going to be a nice number, is it? Equals negative 6x. You check to make sure that's 0. You don't have to write it down. I'm okay with that. You need to write it down? Write it down. Okay? Keaton, you should be doing this with me. Now I want x by itself. What do I want to do? Divide by a negative 6 because this is multiplication. You're going to undo adding, subtracting first, and then you're going to multiply or divide. So we'll divide by a negative 6. And then I simplify. I really can't simplify the left side. It's negative 5, 6. These are the same things. They look a little different. And negative 6 divided by negative 6 is 1. And all the problems are going to look like this. After you simplify, they're going to start out that way maybe. Okay, so if you don't have it copied down, get it copied down right now. So we're going to go try the next one. Some of you may want to try it. Do you have that finished? You need to have it finished. So first we move the letters. Now, could I have added a 2x to both sides? Sure. I could have done that. I get the same answer. It doesn't matter. I could divide, but then I'm going to have fractions, and I don't want to do that. And you guys don't like fractions, so we're not going to do that. So let's look at the next one. Are we ready? Where are you going? Okay, let's do that one. What do you want to get rid of? Personally, I like the letters on the other side, left side, but it doesn't matter. Your preference, I don't care. So what are you going to subtract? You still, as long as you have adding in there, what are you going to subtract? Oh wait, I get it, the wrong person. You had yours yesterday. Okay. Huh? That's probably true. Yep, you gotta get your hours in. Okay, what do you want to subtract? I know, because you come to class. It's really easy. Now you just change your headset to your other ear. No. Good, tell me what to do. Okay, so Corey wants to do a minus 2x. Does anybody want to do minus 4x? You can. Let's see if we get the same answer. So he says minus 2x here. You should be writing this down with me. Don't just watch. You need to do math. I watch football. I can't play football. If I wanted to play football, I have to go out and play the game, practice and all that stuff. Watching, I watched football for years. I still can't play football. So that doesn't do me any good. I have to do it. I watch golf too. I have to practice. So then you just look at this and just do what it says. What does this say to do? Add those and get what? 0. You get 0? What's still left on this side? Corey? No, on this side. What's still left on this side? Good, negative 3. Last year's class wanted to throw the negatives away. They didn't like the negatives. They said, oh, we'll just ignore those. You can't ignore them. They're there. Equals. What's this give me, Jeff? What does this one give me? To what? X. It's Christmas time for those of us who do Christmas. 4 presents. Take away 2 presents. Give you 2 presents. What's still left? Let's see what's still left over here. Yeah, plus 1. Okay, now this is like what we've been doing. The only thing that I've changed today was I put variables on both sides. So, Dominic, what do I have to do next? Dominic. Minus 1. Because I want this 2x all by itself. I'm going to subtract 1. And then I just do what it says. What's a negative 3 and a negative 1? Add them. I'm still expecting you to participate. If you need a pencil, I've got it. What is it? What's a negative 1 and a negative 3? Just because you're gone for the other class doesn't mean you're gone for mine. Negative 4 equals, well, that's nothing to do there, 2x. And what's 1 plus a negative 1? What's 1 plus a negative 1? 0. This is what we're doing today. You're handing this packet in today. So instead of it being a worksheet, it's in the packet. We got worksheets, but I don't think we're going to get there. So I want to make sure we get this. Now what do you do? Divide by 2. Some of you get it faster than others. That's okay. Divide by 2. What's the left side tell me to do? What's negative 4 divided by 2? Negative 2. If you need a calculator because of the signs, please use one. And what's this equal to? X. If you want to do your work on a calculator, you still have to copy it down, but you may do so. You may use one of my fancy calculators. Remember, you just type it in and you tell the calculator what to do. But you still have to make the decision on what to do. Okay? You have it all written down? What's the next one look like? Why don't you guys try number 2, and I'll walk around. What are you going to add to both sides? Get you a little hint here. Josh, what do you think you're going to want to add to both sides? Your choice today. There's no right or wrong answer. No, I don't see a 5 up there.
Yeah.
I could do the numbers. Remember my recommendation, I highly recommend you do the letters first. So do the x's. Either I add x to get rid of this one, or I subtract 2x to get rid of that one. It's your choice. What do you want to do? Subtract 2x. Okay. Now I'm going to come around and see what you guys do, because you know the rest of this. I want you to just do what it says. So Jeff's going to tell me what to do here. Okay, you guys. A lot of you have gotten here. A lot of you gotten to this point. So we simplify this. Dominic, what do I get on the left side? 4x. You can't, we have to keep track of everything. It's bookkeeping. Minus 3 equals 2x. What's 1 minus 4? Minus 3. Now, some of you want to go ahead and move the numbers first. It gets you into trouble because you don't know what to do when you do that. So let's not. Let's move the letters first. So what do I have to do? Which one do you want to subtract? Okay, so you write down the simplifying. Minus 2x. I like to get rid of that one. And what do you get here? This doesn't happen that often, but it's going to happen here. What's 4x take away 2x? 2x. Just do what it says. Minus 3 equals, what is this going to give me? This is going to give me what? 0 minus 3. Now which ones do you want to move? I want this to be as second nature to me as driving a car. And you don't get to drive a car till you go through all those hours, and even then you're really not ready. What do you have to do to both sides? Add 3. So what do I get? I get 2x equals, what's a negative 3 and a positive 3? 0. I can think, or I can just do the process. Process will always work. 2 times what will give me 0? What does x have to be to get 0? Lindsay, 2 times what gives me 0? 2 times negative 2 gives me negative 4. 2 plus negative 2 gives me 0. 2 times 4 is 8. It's the only number that works there. What? 0. If you divide by 2, you can show the step, or you can just tell me the answer. What's 0 divided by 2? It's 0. So the problem is when you get 0 for a solution for the number that makes the sentence true, the problem is that if you move the numbers first, you get 2x equals, you get 4x equals 2x. You don't know what to do. So if you always do the letters first, you'll never run into that problem. Okay, so I'm going to give you time to work. What should you do with this one before you begin? What should you do with this? Jeff, what's that going to give me? I know you know the answer because we did that one. What's a minus 1x and a minus 2x? Here's a minus x. Here's a minus x, and here's a minus x. That's my 2. There's the 1. For a total of how many? Yeah. Minus 3x. Plus 1 equals, what can I add over on the right side? I can add these guys, right? What's 3x minus x? Very good. 2x minus 2. Now I'll let you work. So it doesn't do any good to watch me. You guys have to do it.